take control of your health through the kitchen. I think it's very important for me as well as other dietitians to find a way to apply nutrition education beyond just giving a handout, a verbal explanation of a diet. You need to apply it to their day, to how they're living, and it starts in the kitchen. It actually, if we get them back in the kitchen and show them, we're telling them, we're giving them handouts, but actually figure out a way to show them, give them.
Hi everyone, my name is Kim. I am a registered dietitian nutritionist. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. So today I have a very special guest dietitian by the name of Berence, and she is a dietitian that has a non-traditional job. So you guys have been asking me to interview dietitians with non-traditional jobs, and Berence is that dietitian. So Berence, tell us a little bit about yourself and what influenced you to become a dietitian.
Hi Kim, thank you for having me in your channel. My name's Berence Marin. Like you mentioned, I'm a registered dietitian, also licensed. I'm originally from Venezuela, and I'm a mom of two boys recently. So originally what made me want to become a dietitian was my love for educating about nutrition, but also it helped me combine my passion for food. And I saw that would have great potential if I combined both of my passions.
Awesome. So what non-traditional role do you hold as a dietitian?
So currently, like I mentioned, I just moved to California. So I am a school nutrition manager. I also do the menus for the whole school district. And then we also do recipe development, just to bring new recipes in for the kids, as they're always wanting something more and healthy, but also that they really like to enjoy to eat.
So what sparked your interest in recipe development? And the reason why I asked that question is because I've tried my hand in recipe development, and it is hard. It is not easy. So what sparked your interest in it?
Definitely, I do agree. I actually hate following recipes.
Okay.
I love to go from scratch and just hear my ingredients. Let's come up with something. So with social media, I've been trying to actually put out, because they're like, oh, looks so delicious, can I have a recipe? So on that end, I try to just do it just as how it comes, and then I'll recreate it again, but actually following the actual, or doing the actual recipe. At work, it's a little sort of easier, because I actually do the recipe first, and then we implement it in the kitchen and they test it out. So on that end, it's a bit easier.
When you said testing out, you brought my mind back to like the food science classes.
Exactly.
So you were testing like texture and appearance, taste, things of that nature.
Yeah. So I'm like horrible at baking. I love baking. I want it to be a passion, but you got to follow the recipe, because if not, it doesn't come out right.
Exactly.
So I'm kitchen, but then a chef, it kind of contradicts. It's like, let's do this, with fat and everything, but I always want to switch some of for yogurt or for applesauce, add some whole grains.
Exactly. Well, you're further than I am, trust me. So as a dietitian and a chef working in school nutrition, what does a typical work week look like for you?
I first attempt to look at my emails, address any issues that come up when the kitchen was open. Sometimes things happen that the product didn't come correctly, food was spoiled. So addressing those issues first off. And then once I address my emails, I work on either recipes that I have to update, or finalize menus for every month, because we do a menu every single month based on a 4-week cycle. So we kind of work like how in the hospital setting, where you have cycles. So we have 4-week cycles on some menus. So we do that, and then basically towards the middle of the day, I'm putting together the food purchasing order for 45 schools. Everything comes to our warehouse, and then our drivers deliver it based on the schedule to the sites. So it's projecting how much food is needed, try to keep inventory. So it's a lot of food service management currently, but also the recipe and menu is kind of exciting to be able to modify and hear what the kids want and then adjust it, and then also follow all the requirements for school nutrition.
When you're looking at the menus, like, when you say that you're incorporating some things that the kids want to see, in your mind as a chef and as a dietitian, and if they say to you, oh, we want to see more salad, which I'm hoping children would say, like, how do you incorporate color and texture and taste, and what does your mind look like when it's working on the menus?
So with menu, it's a lot more challenging because the creativity is hard to apply because you're needing to meet all the nutrition requirements for the kids. But definitely looking at assortment of colors. There is a salad bar, so elementary school has a salad bar, and then the protein and the grains, definitely giving them assortment. Some things that they really like, but also looking that they're whole grain. So it's juggling all that. It's a bit more challenging when you're working with school nutrition requirements, but definitely looking at the bigger picture and then hearing what they want. Not always you can apply, because sometimes what they want, you can't really, it won't meet the requirements, but definitely there are options out there. So like chicken tenders, we can have them on the menu, but we've found that there is whole grain chicken tenders that we can bake, so that kind of meets their likings, and also that way.
So how do you see the field of dietetics changing to involve more cooking?
I did my culinary arts major first, and then a chef really inspired me to look at, combining it with nutrition, because that was my passion. Professor said, yeah, that's awesome because you actually have nutrition, but now you're going to teach them through food. I think it's very important for me as well as other dietitians to find a way to apply nutrition education beyond just giving a handout, a verbal explanation of a diet. You need to apply it to their day, to how they're living, and it starts in the kitchen. It actually, if we get them back in the kitchen and show them, we're telling them, we're giving them handouts, but actually figure out a way to show them, give them, refer them to someone, refer them to a cooking class so you can get their hands wet and actually try out what you're actually teaching them.
Very practical idea, because I know my clients have said, oh, can you come home with me? And I was
right,
so that is a great idea, because I definitely feel that cooking is an art as well as a science, and dietitians, we have the science behind it, but clients need to see the practical demonstration.
And the truth is we eat with our eyes. We definitely eat with our eyes, and then it comes to our mouth and we taste it. So if it doesn't look good, we might not even try it. Definitely. And I think one or 2 years ago, I actually attended a conference which was doctors and dietitians and other health professionals, and the conference included cooking demonstrations and cooking classes. It was like heart disease and using the right oils and the right amount of salt. It was basic for me, but it was eye-opening how health professionals are wanting to get educated on how to cook so they can give that information to their patients.
So what's your favorite part in closing about being a chef and a RD?
Putting it together. I love showing people that is, I don't want to say easy, but it's simple to be able to achieve a healthy lifestyle. I believe they can just do it with the kitchen and cooking. They can actually achieve their health and wellness goals. I love having these two passions of knowing about nutrition, knowing about food, that I can actually give the tools to my patients or to kids or to customers, all the different settings I've been in, and educate them that some people just think, oh, no, it's healthy. Oh, no, it must taste disgusting, or I'm not going to eat that. Having those two degrees together has helped me educate customers, educate coworkers and children how to eat better through the kitchen. My big message is get back in the kitchen and just get your hands Get your hands wet, get your hands dirty, and test it out. That's the biggest thing I like to preach is let's get back in the kitchen and take control of your health through the kitchen.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you go and follow Bernice and